my state. Who the fuck? Hey, ooh, hey, my state. Hey, bullshit. My state. This is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. I can't believe it.
I figured we should just start that way today. Felt like that was the right way to start. Our beautiful, beautiful. Well, I can't bring up what week it is, but you all know what week it is. If you know, you know, because they didn't even do it in the fucking episode. Anyway, hi. Hello, house guys. Hello.
Hi.
And welcome to the cup. I'm not doing it today. Oh, hello, house guests, and welcome to the Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Gay. I am just drinking water. I forgot to grab anything else. So I'm just drinking, it's lemon water, actually, because I've been doing that a lot recently for my health and for benefits of health. But if I was drinking anything else, it would be the cup mug. Oh no! Cup mug. As me scampers away. Oh goodness!
Cup mug.
Cup mug. I hate you so much. Oh goodness! Oh,
don't die, please.
Please don't.
Yes. Yes.
Great.
And that's my mom, everybody.
And speaking of...
No, we're live.
Yes. And speaking of, you can get your cup mug at lanagcreations.etsy.com. The link is in the description below, and we do ship both domestically and internationally. So there are no excuses. Ow.
Ow.
Slay. Kitty, kitty, purr. Boots down. I'm sorry, I'm just obsessed with saying that now. It's so funny. The way that just Zingbot said it was so good. Anyways, hi, my name is Kev. I'm here doing things. Things are happening. I'm not drinking anything because dehydration is not important.
Hi, I'm Esme, and I am drinking Powerade for the electrolytes. Yeah. Yeah, and as Zingbot says, zing.
How groundbreaking of you. Just zing.
Zing.
Well, we're here.
Zing,
it
zing,
is a
zong.
Wednesday. Zing, zing, zing. Zing, 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 zing.
Zing, zing, zong.
And we are back. It is Big Brother. It is Wednesday. We had an episode last night, and we're going to talk about it. And that's pretty much going to be the bulk of today because not a whole lot is happening on live feeds. So we're going to be here. We're talking all things Big Brother. It is Zingbot. It is Otev. We're gonna dive into all of it. It's going to be very fun and lovely and exciting and wonderful. But first, make sure to subscribe because we're here 3 days a week talking about BBUS, and we're going to be here twice a week talking about BBUK here starting tomorrow. I'm very excited to talk about this BBUK house because, there are people I really like and there are people I really don't like. So I'm excited to talk about
I know who you like and I know who you dislike. Not even watching the season yet. I just
literally
know.
So, and we're here every single day of the week giving you content in some capacity. So subscribing would be great because it'll help us continue to do what we're doing here at the Cup. So we start this episode. We are coming off of perhaps the most awkward nomination ceremony in Big Brother history.
Bowie Jane walks off in the wrong direction.
Yes, as we know, Bowie Jane is our HOH, and she did nominate Felicia and Cirie for eviction.
Mm-hmm. Blame Corey.
Literally. I'm
joking, guys. I'm joking. I'm only joking.
No, she wasn't, but...
Yeah. I thought that was funny, though. Honestly, Bowie Jane is so unserious. Like, I'm
Mhm.
obsessed with her. Like, and I've been saying this for weeks. Like, I know I haven't been at the podcast, but like Logan knows, like, I'm literally like, when is Bowie Jane happening for HOH? When is it gonna happen? The
Mhm.
chaos that it's, and I never thought it was actually gonna happen. But then when she actually won it, I was like, yes.
Mhm.
You know, so like I appreciate the kind of amount of chaos where everybody's trying to get her to do their bidding, and she's like, nar, I'm not
Nar.
doing it.
No.
And I'm like, thank you, Bowie, for actually standing up for yourself and playing your own game by literally everybody else telling you to choose either Corey or Cameron, and then you choosing Sari and Felicia. Like, that was a power move for me. So respect that.
And to be fair as well, like, that is what is best for her game. And we talked about it on Monday. It's like, that makes complete sense. Like,
Yeah.
these are the two people that A, she's not really aligned with, and B, haven't been, you know, the nicest to her this season. So these nominations completely made sense looking at her game. So I can't fault it. Am I happy with the nominations? No, because these are two of my favorite people in the house, but it makes sense. And I do like seeing Sari not necessarily back up against the wall again, but you know, she's finally nominated. They put her up. She's not the last person to be nominated. There are still two people left who haven't been nominated, and we all thought Sari was going to be the one to make it the furthest without being nominated. So, and she got to play Veto, and that's really all that matters. That's really all that matters. But yeah, everyone and their mother and their second cousin is doing their best to convince Bowie to backdoor someone. It's either Corey or it's Cameron. Everyone's wanting that to happen. And at the start of this episode, Bowie's like, well, no, I don't want to get blood on my hands. I want the nominations to stay the same. I think it's, what's the word she used? Gross? It was some weird way to describe it.
Dirty.
She was like, it feels dirty to backdoor someone. And I'm like, yes, but you're playing Big Brother.
Yeah.
You're literally playing, and I understand that she's a lot more familiar with the, well, no, she's a lot more familiar with the Australian version as well, where there is less, you know, of that blindsiding and things like that. So it makes sense, but also, like, you're playing Big Brother. This is what happens on Big Brother, and you only just started playing the game this week. So
yeah.
That's gonna happen, I guess. But then,
and I guess,
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna move on to veto player picks, but if you have anything else,
yeah. But also, like, if you think about it, bouncing off of that, like, it's technically worse for her game to keep the noms the same, since literally everybody else is telling her to backdoor somebody. So by her trying to play it safe is technically still getting more blood on her hands.
Yeah.
But yeah, now you can go ahead. So sorry.
No, you're fine. So we get veto player picks. Obviously, Bowie Jane, Felicia, and Sari are playing in the veto. And there's no house guest choice, which I think is the first time this season that there hasn't been a house guest choice pulled. But we get Matt, America, and Jag, meaning that the three people who are up to potentially be backdoored are not playing in the veto.
Yep.
How convenient.
That's suspicious.
That's weird.
Oh, I 100% think it was rigged. 100%. Without a shadow of doubt. Without a shadow of doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if it wasn't rigged, at least one of it would have been like Blues playing or something.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, but
anyway.
But all I care about is that Sari gets to finally play in a veto.
Sari's playing in a veto. Well, we'll talk about her performance. But
she was in a veto.
She was competing in the power veto. So we see the scramble verse is pulsating. I love that people are like, it's pulsating. I'm like, that's horrible, but okay.
Can we come up with a different name? Can we come
Blinking?
Going
Flashing?
off?
Flashing. Blinking.
No.
No. We'll say blinking.
Sounding off. Making that weird buzzy sound.
Pop off, Scrambleverse.
The Scrambleverse is popping
Pop
off.
The
Ate.
Scrambleverse is popping off today. And
That's how we would announce in the DR.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And then we get Zingbot. Yeah. My favorite part. It was literally my two favorite parts of Big Brother in the same episode at the same time. Because Zingbot and Otev are my favorite parts of Big Brother.
So were you living? Did you get your oats?
My oats were fed. I felt very validated. I felt very, very kitty kitty purr. I felt very boots the house down. But we get Zingbot from the Scrambleverse, who was just nice and lovely.
Yeah. Gorgeous gowns.
Gorgeous
Beautiful,
gowns.
beautiful gowns.
Beautiful gowns. And then we go, and then Happy Zingbot says, let's go outside for the veto comp. And we find out that Zingbot is Otev.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. Now,
so this is
I was
my
gonna
first time.
I was gonna say, Kev, what is your first impression of the Zingbot?
So I've heard of Zingbot. I didn't know what Zingbot was. I just knew the name.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I was like, I have no idea what I'm about to experience. But everyone's like, oh my God, it's Zingbot. And I'm like, okay, great. This was probably the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Coming up to this point in my lifetime. Because that's just the reading challenge, but every single challenge was good because they're predetermined and made up by a group of, I'm guessing, comedians. Like in the writer's room.
Somebody.
So I'm like,
multiple, yeah. Like,
I don't think I've ever lived more than when Zingbot recreated the national anthem. And I have, God, you know what? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
For?
God bless America.
I forgot to take that out of this thing.
not the eagle.
What? Hey, you said I was allowed to use that, and I will always keep using it. It is my new favorite thing in this entire world.
Well, that was going to lead me into what were our favorite zings. And we already know Kev. So Esme.
That was also probably one of my favorite. It was just good. It was just very, very good. I think both of the ones that kind of revolved around America, like that talked about America, were good.
I didn't like America's Zing herself, because it's like they're 5 years apart.
True.
Now, if we were talking about the Shelley and what's his name? The dumb jock from BB17. I don't remember his name.
You're asking the wrong people.
But if we're talking about that, they were like, there was like 13 years between them and they were in a showman. So like that would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But
oh no, the other one I liked was Cerise. It was mean, but
Cerise was my favorite. You know what that means? You're doing what you do best. Losing on an island.
That was so good. Bowie James was also really good. Bowie James was brutal.
I thought Bowie James was rude. Quite frankly. I thought the overall quality of the zings were better.
Mm-hmm.
Than they have been in past seasons. The last couple of years, the zings have not been good. I loved Cameron's.
Oh,
Lieutenant
yeah.
Loser to Major fucking Tool. Like, that was fun.
And then the slideshow of DRs from everybody saying, yep,
yeah,
couldn't have said it better. Good job, Zingbot.
Deserve.
The house cheered.
I was like, Felicia Wrinkles? Where? You could tell we were talking about this before we went live, but you could definitely tell that the people that were writing the zings thought that Mimi was going to stay in the house over Felicia because they had a full zing for Mimi already prepared, and then when Mimi was evicted, they were like, "Oh shit! Well, we like the zing, so we're going to keep it in." But now we have to write one for Felicia. What can we do? She's old, wrinkles. No,
because Mimi's the first house guest to be evicted to not be present in the house and get a zing, right?
Maybe not the first, but one of the only people. Because I think they might have done it. They might have done it in the past to reference like someone's showmance that had already been evicted or something. I don't remember off.
I don't think. But she's probably the first one that got like her own zing, right?
Probably. If you know, let us know in the comments. But I did love Blues.
Sorry. Yeah, Blues was great, the fashion sense one. And then she just went, so first in the DR, she goes, and first of all, you're a trashy hoe. Second of all, you're musty and crusty, musty. And I was like, Blue, you better work. I'm obsessed with her. I'm so obsessed with her.
Did y'all see, I got recommended a video on YouTube that was like from some random YouTube channel I've never heard of, but I think it was like, the whole premise was like she was gonna go. It was like a blind dating scenario, and so she had to pick one of 3 guys to go on a date with based on their tteokbokki. It's like this whole thing where she like tries their meals and then picks from that. I got recommended the video. Blue is so different in that video, and I'm like, okay, now we know for sure she's like turning it up to 400%. In the house, but I'm like, oh yeah, this Blue I'm seeing right here, this Blue is cute. Like she's like chill, down to earth, not using catchphrases every 5 seconds. Like I'm like, where's that Blue? Because I think I would like that Blue a little bit better.
See, I love somebody who turns it up to 400. We're watching a reality TV show. I expect people to be doing that. Like that's what I like seeing from somebody on reality TV. So when I see like back to last Veto, Blue was comedy gold in that, in my opinion. Because that's how I would act if I were in that situation. Probably even worse than that. So, like, I just think it would, like, I like Blue overall in terms of her creating a brand for herself. And
Blue's a good character for reality television.
Yes.
Absolutely. But yes, so did we talk about everyone's things? That was all of them, right?
I think those are the ones that we cared about.
Bowie, Felicia, Cameron,
we didn't talk about
Matt being dumb and Jag.
Oh, okay.
Because 2 I think were the weakest to me. Like,
I thought Felicia's was the weakest.
Felicia, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, some of the things were good. The best ones were Cameron, Corey, Sari. I would put Blue up there. But yeah, there were some really good ones, and none of them flopped per se, but there were some that just like weren't as good. But
that's always going to happen. Like
exactly. So we get Otev, the zinging robot, as our Veto comp. I love Otev.
Otev is so fun.
That's like one of my dreams. It's like if I ever get on Big Brother, I'm like, just let me get to Otev and let me compete in Otev. I will go on the block if it means I can play an Otev. Like honestly. So it's how Otev works. It's Otev, but this time there's no like twist or anything. They're making a scrapbook or a crap book, if you will, and you have to find photos of evicted house guests.
Yeah.
This was one of the more simple Otev concepts.
Yeah.
As of recent, but it's fine.
What did you think of Otev, Cav?
I mean, it was just a competition to me. I don't really have any experience to that.
Not just a competition.
I don't even know really what Otev even means. Like, is it Veto backwards for something?
It's Veto backwards.
Okay, work, I guess. I mean, like, I don't know. It just seemed like another Veto competition.
Well, that's not the case, Mimi.
It's been a staple, so it's one of the staple competitions, like the wall comp. So it's been I don't know when it first started, but it's been in every season since then, and just well known as a competition because it's a staple in the fandom and in the show itself. So they do it every season. It's just it has like the same kind of format, but each time the person that's hosting it, the machine that's hosting is a different thing. So it's been like a pig before, it's been like a skunk before, like.
Oh, okay.
Season 7
Okay.
was the first one. So,
Got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, they brought it in for All Stars, and they really liked the concept, and they just kept going with it. So, but yes, so we start OTAV. We're doing the things. Round 1, you got to find Riley and Heisem, and Sari is up first. Yay, wonderful! Except she grabbed Kirsten.
Whoops.
Which, I mean, to be fair to her credit, Kirsten was the second person removed from the house. So...
But also, we're just pretending that other person did not exist in the first place.
Exactly, but still...
So...
Was the phrasing second person removed or second person voted
No, it was
out?
evicted. It was evicted.
Okay.
So the answer was Riley and Heisem. But
because technically, he's not evicted. When you're removed from the house, it's called an ejection or an expulsion.
I know. I'm just saying...
But still frustrating. Like, I can see where
Sari very frustrating.
I can see especially where Sari, who comes from Survivor, it wouldn't clock
exactly.
that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then
but
Matt
also,
shows her too, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. Also, like, I see, like, I love how there's always going to be some way that they're going to put Riley in this stupid. Every week, there's going to be a mention of Riley when she went out week 2. Like, in any way.
Not every week.
I've noticed at least one time a week, like there's some flash up to Riley for some reason, which I'm not complaining about because I love Riley. But like,
I haven't noticed.
Yeah, they'll like do like something of like, or they'll like either like she'll be a part of a competition. Like she was a part of last week's with the Humiliverse with all the social media stuff. She was in this one, which I know
they do that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they'll also like mention Riley and then like have a flash up to her with her evicted thing on the board.
That's because Matt is still in the house.
Because Matt is still hurt over that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say though.
Yeah, I just haven't noticed. But Sari ends up losing first. Sad.
Yeah.
Sad.
Well,
and then we go to round 2. And they're getting up there, and it looks like Felicia's going to be the last one. And then America drops her fucking piece. Because we all knew on feeds that America had lost and didn't do that well. And we were like, I thought she could have been someone that absolutely could have won OTEV.
Mm-hmm.
And then to know that she lost because she just dropped her piece, like that.
That's sad.
I would have cried.
Yeah.
Especially because she's a Big Brother super fan, so I'm sure
I know it would have been so good to have her win. Her or Corey specifically, because they're both like big super fans. It would have been really cool to see them both do well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And one didn't play and one didn't do well. So, and then Felicia got 4th, which is not what we had heard on feeds. So all the people on Twitter that were like, oh my God, Felicia came 3rd. Oh my God, Felicia beat America. Is like, yes, it's true, but she didn't get 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. So our final 3, Matt, Jag, and Bowie Jane. They do a round 4. It's very, very close, but Matt ends up getting eliminated, and it comes down to Jag and Bowie Jane. And who's going to get it, and who's going to do it, and who's going to do the thing, who's going to win. It's Jag!
Yeah!
His 3rd veto win of the season.
Jag is really killing it, TBH. Kind of surprised he hasn't won an HOH comp yet.
I would say he's killing it in competitions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay, good. Because I was like, I don't think he's killing it in terms of the game.
No, like in terms of like being a comp beast, he's absolutely killing it.
Well, sure.
I mean, hey, 3 veto wins is not anything to scoff at.
Not anything to scoff at, no. No, it's just when this season has just been dominated by men winning competitions, and now both of them are going to get evicted. And we're literally going into top 8, where the person that has the most comp wins is Jag.
Yeah.
Wild. But we get left on a cliffhanger because we don't get the veto meeting. We don't get anything like that. We just get Cameron saying, literally verbatim, for my game, Corey needs to go home. And it's like, at the end of the day, you didn't win HOH. You didn't win veto. You have no power, and you've also been talking shit about the HOH.
Yeah. And then Jack's been going back and being like, hey, yo, this is what Cam's been saying to me, because I guess the Fugitives is a really fake alliance. That
They needed it for last week for when Cameron was safe.
And now they don't.
And now they don't because they want to get Cameron out, which makes sense for both Matt and Jag. Because what they didn't show on the show is Cameron has been even more so all over America, and it's just like, why do you hate me? Like, they've had several confrontations this week. And then Cameron has gone to Jag after all of them, being like, what the hell is up with America? I don't understand. He's spiraling, and then is also bringing up, but also, what's happening with Bowie Jane? I don't think Bowie Jane trusts me anymore, blah, 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 blah. And that's literally the one thing Bowie Jane said is like, if I hear that Cameron's been shit-talking me, I can be convinced to put him on the block. So Jag went and told Bowie Jane exactly what Cameron said. Now, we don't see the veto meeting here, but we're going to talk about what happens in our live feed spoiler, which is where we are moving to next. So if you're not caught up on live feed spoilers and you don't want to know, thank you so much. We'll be back Friday doing our Friday thing.
Yes. See you on Friday. We'll see you next week. Or next week.
I won't see you Friday, but you'll have fun.
Yes. And we're going to go to live feed spoilers in 3, 2, 1. And in the words of Lana, happy Cameron eviction week!
Hi, Lana!
Hi, Lana!
Happy Cameron eviction week, day 3, everyone. How is everybody feeling?
I am feeling fresh, rejuvenated, jubilated, excited,
all those words.
Exfoliated.
All those words. Correct. Yes, because
delightful. Kitty purr.
Kitty purr, if one would be so bold as to say so.
Yes.
Because we do know that Jag did use the power of veto on Felicia because Sari told him to use it on Felicia because he was going to use it on Sari.
And she was like, just don't. She's
and
like,
Sari was like, I want to give Felicia a week off of having to pack her stuff. I'll do it. I get to talk on Thursday. Everything is good. And Cameron was nominated in her place, meaning that Sari or Cameron will be the first member of jury. And as of right now, nothing has changed. Cameron is going home tomorrow, and I am fucking thrilled.
I am excited.
But just wait. Now we know that there's going to be BB Zombies Part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
No. No. No.
Wait.
Oh, no.
The first 2 jury members are going to be the
No. No more zombies.
We don't officially make it to jury until like 3
day
more
92.
Yeah.
Day 92 and 100 days.
And then they do an octuple eviction all at once.
just the person who wins.
Bowie Jane wins.
It's the person that wins.
I would be so happy with a Bowie Jane win. I really would.
The person that wins HOH nominates everybody. The person that wins veto is the one vote to save the one person. Then they're at final 3.
So in this scenario, Sari wins HOH.
Oh, Jane wins veto.
No, Felicia wins veto.
Mm-hmm.
And Felicia saves America.
Or
do we?
Because now
if Sari would even win HOH, I think who would we think she would put up?
She's leaning now a little bit more, from what I remember. She's leaning a bit more Matt and Jag because Matt and Jag's games have kind of been exposed in the last couple of days because of Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Cameron's pretty much been going around to everyone saying, hey, do you notice how Matt and Jag are literally aligned with every single person left in the game? Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So Sari has clocked it. Felicia. So as far as noms are concerned, it's really interesting because now we kind of have this we have this coalition of Matt, Jag, and Bowie Jane versus Cirie, Felicia, Corey, and America, with Blue in the middle.
Yeah.
And Blue, I feel like, is always going to lean a little bit more Cirie.
Because of
Jared.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Blue is still very much so, like, she's still a very fluid character. She is floating so beautifully. And I have to say, I'm really impressed with Blue.
Same.
I'm like, she is doing the damn thing. I mean, yeah, go ahead.
Bored with her for a bit because she wasn't doing all too much in the earlier half of the season, but that's fine. You don't need to be doing too much. I just was like wanting her to be a little bit more there. And I think now that Jared has gone, her game has really, really hit a stride.
I keep saying it, and I'm going to say it again. Jared getting evicted is the best thing that could have happened for Blue's game.
Yes.
I think Blue's finally, because Blue is kind of sort of deflecting off of Jag and Matt, but Cirie also knows that Blue is going to be in her back pocket, and Blue is going to be loyal to Cirie. So the interesting thing is going to be if Blue wins HOH this week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what would happen. And I think it would probably, the noms would probably be Corey America or Corey Bowie Jane.
Or even like Corey Matt or Corey Jag, because
she's deflecting off of them, but to appease to the Cirie, Felicia, Corey America side, she might do that.
Mom, I'm live. One sec.
Not the mom. This is just the podcast with the moms. Say hi.
My mom is not here, so we don't have to worry about that. But yeah, it's so Blue winning HOH this week would be very interesting, but I'm very impressed with the way that she's floating through this house currently. She went from a major absolute backdoor target to she is under that radar. The radar's here, she's under it.
Yep.
Like, but yeah, I've been very, very impressed with Blue the last couple of days. Yesterday we also got another Cameron and America disagreement. Shocker. How lovely. How wonderful. Cam also confronted Bowie Jane today. It's been very fun. I did want to bring up as well, Cirie cut her finger today. She is okay. But she cut her finger.
I'm glad she's okay.
She is okay. Yeah, it's pretty much like nothing's happening in the house. Nothing's happening in the house. Everyone seems to think that a lot of the speculation right now and a lot of the game talk is about people thinking that it's going to be the slip and slide HOH this week. That's what everybody seems to think it's going to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. All we know is that there's a comic verse twist tomorrow. So I don't know what that's going to be. A double wasn't announced, so I'm going to go ahead and assume we're getting a double next week.
I think
there's
so.
Literally no other way to make it to final three in
time.
Now 29. We have 29 days to go from 9 to 2.
3. Yeah, to 2.
Well, 9 to 3. Sure. Yeah.
No, there definitely has to be a double again soon.
It's an actual double.
A real life double where if Jag and Matt went in the double, I wouldn't be mad, honestly. Could you imagine a final 5 of all women?
I wouldn't be upset with that.
No.
I would not either. But also that means no Matt in the final 5, and that kind of makes me sad.
I'm fine with it.
I'm fine with it.
I do love Matt, though. But,
Yeah, y'all, the feeds have just been not very
feedy.
They're not feeding. We're not, there's a lot of bumper pool. There's a lot of talking about the same damn targets that they've been talking about for weeks. Corey and America are boyfriending and girlfriending.
Slay.
Slay Diva Hunty Muma. Sari and Felicia are baking.
Slay.
They tried to make banana bread last night and they couldn't because the bananas weren't ready. It's just it's been a lot of chit chat. Everybody knows Cameron's going home. Cameron knows Cameron's going home. So
But wouldn't it be funny?
No,
don't you fucking dare. Shut your mouth.
I'm
kidding.
if Sari did go, for her mental sanity, I'd be okay with it. I don't want to see her go, but she's so over this game, and she's been over this game for 70 days. So, like, she's been over this game for 70 of the 71 days that she's played.
Yeah.
So,
no, I think she was doing really well up until Cameron's HOH, the first one. Where
she had a little bump in the road when Izzy went home and then when Jared went home. And I think now she's kind of reestablishing herself within the existing relationships. She's really clinging to Felicia. The bookends are back together.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy to see it, truly.
Me too.
But yeah, that's kind of what is happening right now. It's been a lot of chit chat. People, we're getting to the end of the season where there's less and less game talk and more we got to fill the time because we're still here. So that's kind of what it is. But eviction is tomorrow. The plan is still in place, and Cameron should be evicted tomorrow by a unanimous vote.
Yes.
The sixth unanimous vote this season,
and his second unanimous eviction.
So, unfortunately, we do have to deal with him for the entire rest of the season, which is dreadful, but it is what it is. And we will be back on Friday to talk all about the eviction. It'll be the final day of the Cameron eviction party for us. We will have probably a new HOH. People are speculating that it's either going to be Slip and Slide or it's going to be the hanging disc. Yeah, the endurance comp. Nothing's been said to my knowledge about feeds being up for the competition. Big Brother hasn't said anything about it, so I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. But we will see tomorrow evening what happens. In the meantime, thank you for joining. Make sure to hit subscribe, do the things and the stuff and the stuff and the things, and subscribe to the main channel as well because we're talking all things drag over there. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at The Cup Pod for all of our most up-to-date Cup news and our funny moments because we are some funny bitches. And while you're down in the description, you could also follow the three of us on Twitter, and you could go get your Cup merch, including but not limited to Cup Mug.
Cup Mug.
Cup Mug. Cup Mug. And with that being said, cheers.
Cheers.
From way outside the Big Brother house, we've been The Cup. Love your fuck ass Bob.
Goodbye.
Kitty kitty purr.